be drinking water so that way your vibration can stay heightened. And may your cup overflow with abundance to all of your health. Cheers. Oof, that one got me there. Oof. And of course, thank you for being here. Hello, everybody. Hi, Angelo. How are you? Thank you for being here. I'm really excited to bring you guys a very special friend of mine coming from all the way across the world. And it is a miracle, if anything, that he is here today because it's pretty late over there. So before he comes on, I just want you guys to know that every week we have the opportunity to win an angel blessing, a channeled angel blessing by me, the Oracle of Apollo. And all you have to do is share this feed, comment that you shared it, and then email me at divineencounters@e360tv.com with the subject title, Ask the Oracle. And you'll be automatic so you guys can send love and light to the feed so that we don't have the same thing that happened last week, which basically was Mercury in retrograde showing off. Speaking of Mercury in retrograde showing off, David, today I went to the doctor.
Still learning and still more is being revealed. So whenever I start to, for an example, do a session or I'm starting to do my work, I of course desire all the gifts to assist, but the highest one being love. So from that place, that's where that box just kind of falls away. And yeah, so that's where the always learning and new ways of assisting come about. So
wow. Yeah. So, and thank you for being a service to the light at time of the great awakening coming into the age of Aquarius, December 22nd. Midweek collective energy check-in is focus. And it's a very pretty card, right? So here we see an amethyst crystal cave bathe in the water from a river. And the points of light represent that intention. It is a time to bring your complete focus to the subject of your inquiry. Eliminate all distractions and give this your undivided attention, whether this is a project, a relationship, or simply a relaxing time spent walking in nature. Be fully present to the situation. This sharpening of focus will expand your awareness and allow your inner guidance to penetrate your consciousness, which can then be parlayed into an appropriate action. By being focused with crystal clarity, you are in the flow of your life force and, in fact, have become one with it. It is not a hypervigilant or tension-filled state, but one of relaxed attention.
Very much so, Dominique. That's where I'm at.
Me too. That's where I'm at this week. It's like, okay, it's time to yard, and I wasn't looking at you. I'm on the camera. Mercury retrograde.
That's all right. That's okay.
So lead us in. So
I came on. It's the golden light where I started, but it was actually the sound of the golden color, the golden light, which led me on this journey 5 years ago to where I'm at now. So it was actually the sound of gold. Okay, and when I say that,
I'm getting goosebumps.
Yes, it was quite beautiful, quite beautiful. So I won't go too much previous up to that point, but I will just basically say up to that point, it was very challenging. A stamped time of about 7 years. In this because being at that weight and the state I was in physically as well as mentally and emotionally, I decided, okay, what do I need to do? Inherently, somewhere inside, I said, I need to go back to my body. I need to start with my body. So I decided to go and take a walk at night, one night, and then that walk turned into a kind of like a small, massive, I cannot explain it, but it was this massive eruption and I remember seeing it from a distance. And prior to this, I could not dream, Dominique.
Wow.
I would even tell people, I maybe dreamt as a child, but I forgot how it is to dream. And I remember thinking, it's been so many years since I've dreamed. Wow. I remember. And all of a sudden, as I'm looking at this, all I can explain is just volcano eruption of earth coming to me.
Wow. It's crazy that you're saying volcano because last week for the good news, we had volcano on here. And all week I've been seeing symbolism of volcano.
Contact. But as soon as I realized that it hit me, I was surrounded all of a sudden by this golden light all over. Everything was gold. And Dominique, it had a tone at the same time. So as it hit me and this gold, there was a tone that filled my whole body, every fiber of my being. And at that point, I thought, I didn't wake up. I just felt this tone that was just, I can't explain it really with words, but it shifted me. It changed my life forever. Because what happened is, prior to that point, I knew of a God. Being Catholic or being raised in the States, yes, of course.
Yes.
You know, we're raised as there is a God.
The God, the
Yes.
singular mono.
Is a power, a true power. There is something more than me that I just saw and felt that was mine. So it was mine in the way that I trust it so much that it allowed me, or I allowed it to take me on this journey. Now where I'm at as a healer, I am a healer now because I listened to that. I would say divine calling, because it was a calling.
Yes.
It was, that's the.
It sounds
Yes.
like a calling. And it's interesting that you're saying that. For the people at home, it's interesting you're saying that a light has a sound. You know what I mean? It has a
Yeah.
frequency. It has a vibration. Last night I was actually laying. Let me see if we can do the wide shot. I was laying right here because I do myself here, and I had these lights on, the color lights on, and I could feel, my eyes were closed, but I could feel the energy of each color. And I was like, wait a minute, why? This is last night. So it's interesting that you're talking about this. And I was like, is that red? Is that blue? And then I would open my eyes and I'm like, I could still feel it. So this is actually something interesting and new to me about exactly.
I'm giving up everything in my life right now for what I just saw and heard.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
And speaking of divine experiences, why don't we go ahead and invite all the viewers at home to a divine experience. Maybe you haven't had something this extraordinary happen in your life, but it all starts with being open-minded. So here in Divine Encounters, we don't disappoint as we go ahead and introduce you to different experiences in this 1 hour broadcast. So, David, are you open to receiving some healing today, or do you want to also give? But it's for 60 seconds exactly.
I'm open for it. From you, I'm open for it. Yes.
All right.
Wonderful.
Then everyone, you see what my little title is right there at the bottom. Close your eyes and put me down. And I'm going to go ahead and invite everyone in on this next transition. And just breathe this beautiful light in, and on your exhale, you are releasing what no longer serves you. And it doesn't need a label and it doesn't need a story. Just recognize and use your breath as the guiding force of this healing recharge energy shift today. And another breath in, and breathe that breath into your heart, and let that heart fill with beautiful, unconditional, golden energy and love from the highest realm, and allow yourself to fill with that completely. One last exhale. I'm more like at a 9 now. So everybody shifted a lot of points here today. Kudos to you guys. And you know what I say, I'm gonna sound like your mama. Drink some water, please. Tremendous amount of weight. And do you feel like this was attributed to the energetic shift inside of you first, and then it kind of like the body caught up?
Yes. Yeah. You know what? I've never heard in those terms that way, phrased that way. But yes, I looking back now, yes, because once that happened, it's yes. Of course, it took me as well to put the intent into what I wanted, right? Which was to take care of myself, because I realized that it is truly my vehicle.
Yes.
In order to assist, I need it. Well, obviously here I'm now in Europe, and it's served me very well. But yes, I do agree with that. Definitely, Dominique.
That's awesome, because it's interesting, because I feel like we have a lot of similarities. So when he actually sent me his video, and you guys are going to see it on the outro, we have the same tag.
We talk about the vibration of colors.
Yes.
You go to a job interview, you wear pink, whatever it is. This is the color of love. Definitely. I agree with you.
Yes, it is the color of love. Absolutely. And it's very important. And, there's so many ways that you can learn to work with chromotherapy and colors and their sounds. So tell me a little bit more about what this opened for you, because I know when I had my shift, I'm 4'11". I know I look really tall. I know I look super tall here, but I'm actually 4'11", and I'm
Uh-huh.
like around 133-ish. But at my heaviest, I was 183 pounds, having nervous central system. You will catch me in a lot of orange. I just won't, not on the camera, but because I feel like I match better. But I do wear a lot of orange. Orange is
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah. Orange is definitely one of my favorite colors too to
So
work with.
let's talk about this expansion. I want to know, do you feel like in your healing journey, did you come to know like more about the deities behind this light, or did you come to how, because we talked about the mono god, right? What do you
Mhm.
feel like expanded that idea for you?
Well, after that was seen, being again raised Catholic or being around that specific God, Jesus, Christ, and so on, yes, I was like, this tone again. So I started to do some investigation, but it was divinely led. I know this now through different ways of being led by spirit to find the tone. I have this tone that I would like to give you in the way of you can hear it as well on YouTube.
Yes.
So, but before I do that, it was some things that had to do with prior Catholic churches and what were the older like the not orchestra, but the way they used to sing, like in Enigma. The name of the not monks, but I forgot the type of. Anyways, that hurt or that frequency was very much involved in the notes of that time, but it was actually taken out at one point because it was thought to be the highest note closest to God to get to the divine.
Wow.
You're a healer. If that's the first place to start, to realize that you are number one, because from that place you start to trust yourself.
Yes.
So no matter what, you have to trust yourself. Yes. So it
Yes.
may be scary to take. Yes, right, Dominique. It may be to take those footsteps, to try different things. Yes, to really give yourself to healing. It's not easy. Yeah, it takes courage, right? But
It
the
really
first part is,
does.
yes, is to trust yourself. Now, when there is a divine experience that comes from outside, that something in my experience I wasn't asking for, that
Or were
helped me
you?
tremendously.
Or
Yeah,
were you?
right.
What was your soul?
Right.
Maybe your human
Yeah,
side was just like, I don't even know any about this, but that inner being's like, do 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 do, Morse code to the
right.
universe. Do 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 do. We need to get
Yeah.
moving on.
Everything else will come. Trust me. Another thing, Dominique, very important, is that I get a lot of people that come to me that ask, "Am I on the right path? Am I doing the right thing in my life?" Yes. And I always say, whatever you are doing or whatever you have done is the right path, no matter what.
I agree.
No matter how challenging it may have seemed in the past or it is now, it is part of your path. That part right there it can be very comforting, right? Because you realize, all right, I everything I've done is part of my path. Yeah. So the
Yes.
shame, guilt, whatever, all that is, you get to embrace that and say, okay, it's mine. I embrace it. I accept it. And now I can move forward, type thing. Yeah.
I think that's a very beautiful way of expressing that for sure. And I hope everybody at home resonates with that and understands. And if you have any questions, Walter Mercado, for those of you who don't know, and he's literally, I sat here, I was so upset. I was just like, I don't know how to make a show. I have no knowing of this. And he came in and he's like, this is what you're going to do. This is how you're going to do it. And that's how that happened. So Divine Encounters was divinely guided. Go figure.
Wow. I
So
love it. Are you, if you don't mind me asking, Dominic, are you Puerto Rican?
I'm Puerto Rican and Spaniard. Thanks for asking.
Oh, wow. Okay. Just wanted to ask. Yes. I heard
So
that name because my first mentor was Puerto Rican.
Oh, okay, okay. That's
Yeah.
really interesting because I was talking about Taino Indians today, and now you're asking me if I'm Puerto Rican. I was like, oh, I want to go to work with my ancestors, and now this is coming up. So I feel like it's another message. Don't forget to go work with your ancestors. But speaking of trusting, we're gonna go ahead and get into the game. So your job right now is to predict what's underneath the fabric. And if you win from here all the way to Germany, I'm gonna send you, David, and anyone at home watching, and anyone on the replay, and anyone in a watch party, a social distancing. What is under the fabric?
Kuan Yin.
You're gonna say Kuan Yin. Angelo says Nefertiti. Michael says Buddha. Davon says Kuan Yin. Samantha's daughter, but that is besides the point, because we're working with our inner child here. We're bringing that jovial, playful energy up. So it doesn't even matter if you got it right or wrong. But if you got it right, as of course, because I'm a woman of my word. So
sure, yes, you can refer to the page. I'm not sure if it's listed there, Dominique, but it's David Visus. Okay, David, second word Visus, Visus, and I had a previous page that was a bit more detailed with my work. So I have a new page now due to my name changing as far as my business name. I say business name now because I do have an official business here now in Europe.
Congratulations.
Well, thank you very much. So yes, it's David Visus, and there you can find out about my work, mostly in my reviews. Yeah, but it's listed there as a healer.
But we're going to get right now, we're going to put him in the background. No one puts baby in the corner. We're just going to put you in the background. And we're going to go ahead and do our midweek collective check-in.